Soon our plan will be complete. We'll have both USB keys, and Rod won't have any leverage.
What do you plan to do with Rod, George, and my sister?
I'm a nice guy, so maybe I'll just send them off to be with their friend Jaina in Madagascar.
I broke up with Rod years ago, and I have no involvement in the Stormtrooper business anymore.
Oh, but Rod is clearly still in love with you. So you are still useful to me.
So, how are we doing this exchange?
Call the bounty hunter. He'll keep Rod, George, and the kid under control. Once he gets the USB key, and we verify the information on it, we can send them away. For good.
And what about Dirk Slifer?
Slifer's life was never part of any agreement. Once we know who the heir to the throne is and we take that person out, we'll finally have complete control, and the Star Wars executives will have to turn over the franchise to us.
We need to save Kaycee. That is the priority.
Nick can't get hold of the other USB.
God, do I have to ask again?
Might help to let us know what the deal is with this USB key we're talking about.
You at least know where Nick is, right?
I was blindfolded when the bounty hunter kidnapped me. Nick's place is about 20 minutes outside of the city.
It doesn't help a lot.
I think I know someone who could tell us. The bounty hunter is always here, and he'll know where Nick is. Uh-oh. Stand up.
What? So I'm just here to, water the grass.
This guy knows where Nick is.
I'm but a lonely grass waterer. Ha! You were the one who blew up my car, and you were with Nick outside of Kaycee's place. It's pretty easy to spot a Mandalorian, you know. What is this Mandalorian you speak of? Oh, bounty hunting is a complicated profession. We want to know where Nick is.
So what's your price?
I want a large strawberry milkshake and a shawarma wrap with fries in it.
We're not getting lunch right now. We want to know how much your services cost.
Just the food's good, man.
That was easy.
All right, you'll get your lunch, but not until we get Kaycee back. Got it? So uncivilized.
So, what do you have in mind? Nick is probably prepared for this.
When we get to Nick's, we'll have him knock on the door and create a distraction. Then I'll go around the back and get Kaycee out. When we have her, we'll make a run for it.
That's too easy.
Yeah, sounds like a bad movie cliche.
That's the point. It's so simple they'll never see it coming.
But what do we do when we have Kaycee?
I guess we could go to the police, right? I mean, there's enough evidence to put Nick and Stacy in jail. Okay, Slifer, you stay here with Dengar. George, me, and the Mandalorian over here, we're going to Nick's to get Kaycee.
What about the USB key? Does anyone even have it? Or are we just walking into a trap?
Yeah. What about this magical USB key that everybody's talking about, but no one provides any explanation?
When the time is right, it will be revealed within your helmet.
I am haunted by the kiss that you should never have given me. Oh, the stupid melted helmet. It's got so many lumps in it now.
We can get a new one when we're done here.
I wonder if all this warm weather has warped this high-end plastic.
This is the place.
Affirmative. All right. You need to go in and make up a story to distract Nick. And while he's distracted, I'll go around back and I'll rescue Kaycee. Got it? Still affirmative. I will tell him that the jock, Sanjeev, wants more money for the work he did. How do you know about Sanjeev? He was going to help us, then he quit to work out. Oh yeah, he was totally a double agent for Nick. That does explain a lot. Okay, and George, if I get caught by Nick, and we have to split up. I'll leave on foot, and we'll meet at the rendezvous point.
Got it.
This sounds fun. Just like your lightsaber class was, Ron.
Huh?
You don't remember me? I stabbed you in the groin with a lightsaber.
I remember now, Dennis. No groin stabbing today.
Will do. Hey, do I have some time to run inside real quick? I left my Game Boy on the couch.
Get to work, bounty hunter.
The Mandalorian still isn't answering.
I hope the Stormtroopers haven't captured him, although he's managed to evade them up to this point.
What are you doing here? We've been trying to call you.
How many times do I have to tell you? Just come in, stop ringing the doorbell.
You should be watching Rod and George. I need updates.
So, Santi sent me over. He's all mad and wants more money for the work he did.
Sanji volunteered to do this because he wanted to fight nerds. Then he quit.
So, he wants money for the small bits of information that he gave us?
Yeah, that's totally why.
All right. Keep it stuck. Ooh. Crap.
Battery low. Oh crap. This isn't good. Crap, 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 crap. You're screwed. Crap! Ah, stupid electric car!
Okay, so what does Sanji want then?
He wants $200.
Now he's just patronizing us. Oh, what is he? Desperate for a steroid shot or something?
Just pay him and be done with it.
No, this is a matter of principle.
Okay, don't be ridiculous, Nick. Sanji knows too much. Just pay him and get rid of him. Dennis, call Sanji.
Sanji won't talk on the phone.
Seriously? Novelty cuffs? I figured Nick would have went with something that, like, worked.
Grab some car keys! We need to steal a car! Car keys!
Car keys, car keys.
Panaflex!
This is Rod.
Just been distracted!
George, wait! Stop! May the force be with you.
Shut up and drive. Take your helmet off so you can drive properly, Rod.
Whoa!
What are you doing?
shouldn't have trusted that idiot Dennis.
Probably not.
They probably paid him in gummy bears to switch sides.
That's hilarious.
If we don't get that USB key back, we may have to resort to some aggressive negotiations.
Don't you mean both USB keys?
What do you mean?
They took the other Mustang. Your USB key was in that.
Okay. Both USB keys it is.
Getting dizzy from this.
Who uses signals in a car chase?
It's a distraction. They're gonna turn right.
No need to get a ticket for not following the rules of the road.
He's trying to lose us. I'll block him. Yeah.
What are you doing? They all went left.
I know!
Okay, so turn around. We're never gonna catch up to them. Whoa! Smooth.
I'm walking here.
Get out of the way!
You guys got some change or mouthwash or something?
Here.
Wow, we did it. We got away. We're free.
What's even going on here, Rod? What does Nick need a USB key for?
He wants some R2D2 USB key. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so important. I've never seen it before.
You mean that USB key?
I think that's it.
Okay, these are Nick's car keys. If he wanted the USB from you, then that can't be it.
Okay, there must be two. Nick needs both.
I didn't want anything to do with this, Rod. I was out.
I know. I'm sorry. I just wanted to see you. I never imagined you'd be tied up in some random living room.
Every person you get involved with ends up in some ridiculous situation. Like this fandom thing has just become so toxic.
It's true. I came out of hiding to stop Nick and to protect you and George. I just thought it would be this straight up battle and everything would be fixed and go back to normal. But Nick is completely out of his mind.
Yes, he is.
But we still have a chance though. Dengar built a real lightsaber.
Listen, I think you wanted to do the right thing, and I appreciate you going to such lengths to try to see me, but I don't know if it's really a good idea for me to be involved in this.
When I was in hiding, a friend came to me and convinced me it was time to correct my mistakes. I don't need to be in charge of Star Wars, and I'm ready to let go of the Stormtrooper Corps. Everyone can just move on with their lives. But to do that, I have to beat Nick and Stacy.
Well, what's next then?
We've got to get this USB key to the Star Wars executives.
All right, let's do that then. Let's finish this. Wait, Dengar built a real lightsaber?
Call Slifer and tell him we have Kaycee and are heading to the rendezvous point.
Cool! And where is that?
He knows. Just tell him to meet us there.
Car chases are fun!
You're an idiot.
That's it. That's the last straw. Now I'm getting a kid involved.
Hey, I never agreed to get the kid involved.
Dengar is our last bit of leverage. If we get him, then we can get the USB keys. Look, Rod and George are going away from the city. We will get there quicker.
You know, why didn't you just invite everybody over if you're going to hold them all hostage?
sorry we're late. I had to pick up his food and she needed a sweater.
Well, if you could figure out how to put the top up, I wouldn't have needed one.
I'm not hungry anymore. You can leave the food back in the car.
Really? Back in the car then.
Slifer's gonna make some phone calls and then bring Dengar here.
Shouldn't we ditch all these cars? Could Nick not be tracking them?
That's a good point. The technology is strong in this one.
Nick has lots of technology, and he definitely tracks stuff. I mean, he probably does. I don't know.
Thanks for all the helpful input. So what do we do next? Rod found this USB key. Could that be the next step?
You have the USB key?
Yeah, it was in the car we just stole, so that's something.
Nick likes that USB key a lot. It must have good write speeds.
Anyway, we figured out there must be 2 USB keys.
How so?
Well, Nick wants one from us really badly, right? But he's had this one lying around the whole time. That means that the missing one must have some sort of secret information that can tie this whole puzzle together.
That makes sense.
Can you guys fill me in? Like, who is this Slifer guy? And why are we hanging out with him? Do you recall he tried to blow us up not too long ago?
Yeah. So, Slifer is our Obi-Wan guy. He knows the executives of Star Wars, and he's helping us out.
Yeah.
And you know Dennis. He works for us.
Right.
So if Nick thinks we have this other USB key, and he likely knows we have this one too.
He thinks that Slifer guy probably has the other one and would give it to you.
Do you think he'd go after Slifer again?
Probs. I told him Slifer's at George's house with Dengar earlier.
Oh, that seems like a really good choice.
Possibly.
Wait. Wasn't Nick heading back towards the city? And if he's going to try and find Slifer again...
That would leave Nick back home. We got this. We need to get home right away. Slifer's with Dengar, and Nick will probably use Dengar as leverage.
Oh, Carbass, we messed up.
How far away are we? Do you think we could beat Nick there?
No way. When we were on the highway, we went in opposite directions. He's probably there by now.
Oh, this stupid helmet lump.
Would you shut up about your helmet, Rod?
What is that?
Wait, what?
Why did you keep your keys in your helmet?
That isn't car keys.
Is this a joke?
That's a cool trick, man. Super wizard.
I have no idea how that got there.
This means that we have all the leverage now, doesn't it?
Slifer must have hidden this in my helmet. That means it's been there since I left my camp.
What?
When he said the answers were in my helmet, I figured that was just some kind of Jedi metaphor.
Who cares? We have both USB keys now. We need to get those keys to Nick and make sure Dengar doesn't get hurt.
We can't do that.
Rod, we have no choice.
We're taking those keys to Nick, and we're getting out of town. I don't want my son involved in this anymore.
You know, Rod managed to get a hold of my personal USB key, but I know you have the one I really want.
I wish you luck finding it.
Would you mind giving your dad a call for me real quick?
Hey, what's going on here? Aren't you the guy that George is having a fight with over the Star Wars clubs?
We're just getting ready to show off our lightsabers with George. All is good.
All right. Well, Dengar, have fun and be careful.
Hello?
Hey, George. I had to borrow your son's phone.
Leave Dengar out of this, Nick.
Listen, if you want to see your boy and Slifer again, you'll have to bring me both USB keys and meet me at the old building on Malakili Road.
Fine. Wait. Malakili Road?
Yes, the empty warehouse. Meet me inside. It'll be open.
We're almost there now.
Oh. Well then, just wait there for me.
You leave Dengar out of this. You'll get your stupid USB keys.
Wait, does that mean we're almost done with this?
Yes, we're done.
But George, what if this USB has information that puts people in danger?
When Nick had me captive, he mentioned something about taking out the heir to Star Wars.
Heir to Star Wars?
Oh yeah! He says that other USB key shows who the heir to the Star Wars universe is.
George, we can't let him do this.
I'm not letting them hurt my son.
I came back to stop Nick, not to enable him. We are going to save Star Wars, not leave it in darkness.
This ends now. We'll let the police handle this from here.
Right, we'll give them the keys and then we'll call the cops, okay?
This ends now.
Man, this place is really cool. Like a movie or something.
So how do you want to do this?
Yeah, this is my first hostage-taking / ransom situation, Dealey. Should we start by giving you the keys, or do you want to start by giving us Dengar and Slifer?
How about you set the USB keys on the ground? We'll release the old man. I'll verify the keys are legit, and then we'll release the kid.
No. You can have the lightsaber blueprints. I really don't care. But you can't see the rest.
The identity of the heir is the only thing I care about, Master Jedi Slifer.
George Lucas refused you that information. And I've been sworn to secrecy.
This isn't up for debate. I will control this fandom. And maybe I'll use Dengar here to make us some extra lightsabers.
Let it go, Nick. This is not what the Jedi stand for. This is not the Jedi Order your father envisioned.
My father's order failed. You know who the heir is, don't you? It's someone here in this room, isn't it?
Cool. I hope it's me.
Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me, Swiper! What was that?
It's the boy. Dengar is the heir.
There. That wasn't so hard, now was it?
Come on, Nick, just let us go. We won't bother you anymore.
You know what? He's right, Nick. We've won. Just let them go. You can't hurt the boy.
How is this possible? Dengar is the heir to Star Wars? Why weren't my wife and I consulted in this?
George, you were the firstborn of George Lucas. You were hidden at birth. It's always been Dengar's destiny.
Dengar's destiny. Well, not anymore. Today, your order of the Jedi will finally fail.
George!
No!
You're gonna need this.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
You will never leave this fandom.
Good luck. Trooper 6283.
You know, this is ridiculous. Of course it is. I'm so sick and tired of you and Nick bullying everyone.
Okay, but it's not easy controlling an entire fandom, you know?
We need to get you some hope.
Holy moly!
It's a clean wound, but we need to get you some help, though.
You need to help Dengar and Rod first.
I'll hold whole lives, everyone thought having a real lightsaber would be the coolest thing in the world. Not only were we the first two to have them, but we're the first two to have a real lightsaber battle.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But the movies make these things look a lot easier to use. Jump and duck. No.
He's going to be okay, right? I'm just a bit stabbed. I'll be fine.
Call that number. Tell the woman who answers this address. Tell me your dad needs help.
You know, Rod and I had a pretty good thing going on before Nick got out of jail and ruined everything. And everyone was happy until you two came along and you divided the kingdom, brought Star Wars, and you broke Rod.
Well, okay, it's so much easier controlling everything when everybody's at odds, and it generates more online ad revenue.
So you ruined what Rod and I had and made everybody miserable over ad money?
Well, that and because you got Nick thrown in jail. You're still in love with Rod, aren't you?
Of course I am.
Man, this is really cool. I mean, wizard. No.
A little winded there, Rod. Maybe you should have kept up with your gym regimen with Sanjeev, eh?
Is that supposed to be an insult? You know, he abandoned you too, and I don't see him Han Soloing here at any point to save either one of us! Ah!
She's on her way.
Stay here with your dad. Bounty hunter! Stop standing there in hell!
I will help for a bounty of butter chicken.
Fine.
What are you up to?
I'm Dennis, and I'm here to help.
Okay, but how?
Good horn.
Hey!
This isn't good.
Oh. All right.
Awesome.
That's not gonna hurt them, is it?
Maybe not.
Give it up, Rod. You got nothing left to fight for. This is getting pathetic.
Do you have something to tie her up with? Anything? Okay. Oh, here, you put these on her and wake Slifer up.
You can defeat me, but in doing so, you will defeat your own cause.
Not likely. I can sweep all of this into the proverbial trash compactor. It looks like my sword was a better build after all. And all those secret blueprints on this USB key were useless. Oh, I've waited a long time for this.
Rod!
What is going on here? Hello?
Hello, son. It has been a while.
What's going on here?
I should ask you the same question.
Seriously.
The way of the Jedi was to be peaceful and enjoy life. When we were young, we just had fun with our family. Sure, we tried to recruit stormtroopers to join our cause, but only Bebo Suncloud ever took offense to anyone not joining us.
Those days are long gone. Leadership takes strength, something Rod and his followers never had.
And since the kid is the true heir, then I truly fear for our future.
The future was bright until you took control. Do you not see that?
I settled my differences with Rod and were able to become friends again. But in your selfishness, you ended that.
I never meant to kill you. That was an accident.
Was I an accident too, Nicholas? Or Agent Reynolds? Agent Donaldson? Adam Sven?
I did what I had to. Everything I tried in the past has failed. I even tried joining the Stormtrooper Corps once, and they rejected me. When I took control of the fandom, things finally began to work for me.
For you? But you destroyed so much more in the process.
Wasn't even worth it.
And in the end, you didn't even bother to listen to me when I explained that my lightsaber would explode if you clogged the exhaust ports.
Did you turn the blade off when you dropped it?
Get up, Rod. You need to get out of here.
Run!
Run! Get down!
Awesome!
Kaycee.
I think George needs help.
Yeah. You're gonna be okay, right, George?
I think so, Rod. Thanks for taking on Nick.
Has anybody got the USB key?
Nick had them before the explosion.
Good. Then your weapons will have to be destroyed as well.
Mine was already destroyed in that final battle.
Really? It didn't even make it through one fight?
What happened here?
Another exhaust port malfunction.
Is everyone here okay?
I'm stabbed.
They know the truth.
So it's really over then.
It looks like it. We just gotta get rid of any evidence of these lightsabers.
I kind of wanted one for myself.
You can have a plastic one with LEDs, but that's it.
Fine.
We'll take care of this mess. The rest of you need to take George to the hospital.
Okay, but wait, is it all really true? Like, Dengar's the real heir to Star Wars? And George, you're the son of George Lucas!
It's true. It's all true.
Ever since my brother Mike stepped down from his position as Emperor, Dirk here has been watching over you and reporting back to me. And we've been impressed with all of you, especially Rod's leadership.
Really?
We are happy Rod has been a true guardian to our franchise. And George, we're sorry we never told you who your true father is. It was a secret we were sworn to protect until Dengar was old enough to understand.
When you were born, you were deemed too important to the history of the world, hidden from the spotlight and away from the creator, George Lucas.
Mr. Lucas did not want his firstborn to inherit his creation. Instead, he believed in need to skip a generation so a younger fan who grew up with the Star Wars universe could create and expand to new places never before imagined.
And this is why Dengar Jackington is the true heir to Star Wars.
And if he wishes, he can hold the key to the future. Dengar, is this a path you wish to follow?
He can do whatever he wants once he finishes school. But he's gonna need a bodyguard.
Of course.
I think he knows a few good protectors.
Oh yeah, Dennis for the win!
Not you.
Come on, let's get George out of here to the hospital and let them take care of Stacy. You're in a lot of trouble this time, Stacy.
It only took 5 years, but things have finally calmed down.
Yep. This camp used to just be a dream I had when I was a kid, and now it's finally coming to life. Look around. For the first time ever, fans of all generations are getting along.
Absolutely useless to Obi-Wan in his current state of mind.
Yeah, we had to tweak some of the ratios of the different elements in there.
Oh, the Fulgari
Yep, Fulgari Aspasite.
Okay, yeah.
It would be nicer if we could do this in the summer when it wasn't, winter and cold.
You see, the trick is to always wear your helmet. Not for Mandalorian reasons, but because it looks really cool.
So how goes Dengar's training to become the heir to Star Wars?
You are impatient. That is why you fail.
He's been in California with Mara, but I want him back here because he can develop his own vision of the future.
Well, with our help, of course.
Naturally.
I really wish Stacy was granted furlough. I'd really like to throw a couple balloons at her myself.
She's been sent to the spice mines of Akalawit. We won't be seeing her anytime soon.
I really thought I'd see Mike Jadansky here. Have you guys heard from him?
According to his website, he moved to Utah and married several handsome women.
Of course.
So what's next?
I don't know, actually. Mara says she likes the lightsaber combat videos I used to make and wants me to do a few more of those, so there's always that. A job's a job.
Well, what about the camp? Are we going to do this every year?
Oh, definitely. Maybe even a Star Wars school. We could offer a PhD in Arabesh.
Shouldn't we be concentrating on some other things?
Oh, right. So Kaycee and I are having a youngling.
That's amazing!
Yeah!
So you're gonna name him like Luke or Leia or TK?
Nope. Patrick.
And if it's a girl?
Patrickette.
Rod, you were right all along.
Yeah, I'd say we got the fandom thing right this time.
Times refuse to leave the soul.
Yeah, I'm truly proud to say I am a Stormtrooper.